Oh my goodness, you won't believe the latest tea in this explosive Drake and Kendrick drama. Drake is about to face another devastating loss, and this time it's looking worse than ever. The situation has taken a shocking turn as Kendrick Lamar's wife, Whitney, is reportedly ready to expose Drake's web of lies with some serious receipts. The internet is absolutely buzzing with speculation that Whitney might be preparing to hit Drake with a career-changing defamation lawsuit. This drama is getting more intense by the minute. If Drake thought he could bounce back from his first defeat against Kendrick, he might be in for a rude awakening this time around with Whitney stepping into the ring. You better grab your popcorn because this story is absolutely wild. Let me break it down for you. Drake has been relentlessly dragging Whitney's reputation through the mud, making serious accusations about paternity fraud and unfaithfulness. But here's where it gets even more shocking. He's gone as far as claiming that Whitney and Dave Free, who happens to be Kendrick's manager and best friend, have been carrying on an affair for years. The most outrageous part? Drake's been running his mouth without a single receipt to back up these explosive claims. Meanwhile, Whitney's reportedly sitting on a goldmine of evidence that could absolutely destroy Drake's credibility. Word on the street suggests she's seriously considering taking the legal route to shut him down once and for all.
Y'all make some noise for Tia from Denver, y'all. You look very nice tonight, by the way. I like curly hair, I like you. Stand right there. Just give me like 2 seconds, I'm gonna get ready for you, because I gotta be ready for you.
And they said they had evidence and all of this, and then I never heard anything about it again.
Yeah, because it's foolishness. That's the most ignorant stuff I ever heard made up on,
I was like,
on
Kendrick did that?
mind.
I doubt it.
And, you know, that person whoever made that up owes an apology. Not to me, but to women that actually go out there and get it. You dig what I'm saying? That's a real issue. And to be putting a person name that stands for someone way more better, that's been raised and way more better than that. That's not cool. There's people out there that really get a and there's women out there that get a and don't say nothing and live their life through that. So
Because I was like, I'm sure if that happened, there'd have been a police report, you would have been arrested.
Now here's where things get even more interesting. This whole revenge saga comes hot on the heels of UMG getting slapped with a defamation lawsuit just a few weeks ago. As many of you already know, Drake's been pointing fingers at UMG, claiming they're in cahoots with Kendrick to promote Not Like Us, a track loaded with serious allegations about Drake's inappropriate behavior with underage girls. And guess what? UMG isn't backing down from these claims one bit. But let's take a trip down memory lane because, believe it or not, Drake and Kendrick weren't always at each other's throats. There was actually a time when these two were collaborating and dropping tracks together. But as Kendrick's diss tracks have revealed, their relationship crumbled for some pretty serious reasons. The real drama kicked off back in 2013, and while the exact spark that lit this fire remains a mystery, Kendrick hasn't held back in expressing why he can't stand Drake. He's called him out for being a culture vulture who only claims his black identity when it benefits him, labeled him a colonizer, and exposed him as a habitual liar and manipulator. The first shots were fired in that legendary song, Control, where Big Sean featured Kendrick. Remember those iconic lines? Kendrick boldly declared, "I heard the barbershops be in great debates all the time about who's the best MC. Kendrick, Jigga and Nas, Eminem, Andre 3000. The rest of y'all knew, just knew." And that goes for Jermaine Cole, Big Crit, Whale, Pusha T, Meek Mill, A$AP Rocky, Drake. "I got love for you all, but I'm trying you." That verse wasn't just Kendrick asserting his dominance. It was the beginning of a decade-long beef that would change hip-hop forever. Drake took this more personally than anyone else mentioned, and before we knew it, he was cooking up his response. Years later, he dropped First-Person Shooter, directly addressing Kendrick's Control verse. Drake proclaimed himself as big as the Super Bowl. Oh, the irony. He spat lines like, "Lot of N's debating my numeral, not 3, not 2, I'm the you-know." And I love when they argue who's the hardest MC, is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey, or me? We the big three like we started a league. But then he really went for it, declaring, "Right now I feel like Muhammad Ali." This comparison must have struck a nerve because Kendrick wasn't having any of Drake putting himself in the same category. He fired back with devastating precision. "Think I won't drop the location? I still got PTSD. Mother. Big three? It's just big me." The tension was reaching a boiling point, and Drake was about to make some decisions he couldn't take back. That's when Drake dropped Push-Ups, and things took a dark turn. This was the first time he started pushing those domestic violence allegations against Kendrick, and believe me, Kendrick wasn't about to let that slide. Drake started by walking back his Big Three statement. "Pipe squeak, pipe down, you ain't no big three. SCA got you wiped down, Travis got you wiped down." He even took petty shots about Kendrick wearing a size 7 men's shoe. But here's where Drake crossed a line. He brought Whitney into it, making claims about her needing bodyguards because of Kendrick. I be with some bodyguards like Whitney. Whether Drake was bluffing or not, he had definitely gone too far. But wait, it gets worse. In the second verse, he started talking about taking Kendrick's latest girl, implying Kendrick was cheating on Whitney. The audacity. Drake's next move was beyond controversial. He used AI-generated voices of Tupac and Snoop Dogg in his next diss track to troll Kendrick. This was absolutely unacceptable, and Tupac's family publicly demanded Drake take down the song. But instead of owning up to his mistake, Drake tried to blame Kendrick, accusing him of snitching to Tupac's family. Kendrick's response, Euphoria, was an absolute masterpiece that went bar for bar against Drake's tailor-made freestyle. In this 6-minute takedown, Kendrick exposed Drake as a habitual liar and master manipulator. He threw shade asking, "Am I battling ghosts or AI?" and declared that instead of letting a Canadian make Tupac turn in his grave, he was ready to double Drake's wage. This was significant because it was the first time Kendrick actually called Drake out by name. No more subliminals. Kendrick was furious that Drake had dragged his family and Tupac into this beef. He didn't hold back, fabricating stories on the family front, "Cause you heard Mr. Morale, you're a pathetic master manipulator, I can smell the tails on you." Kendrick even called out Drake's inconsistent identity, questioning why he was acting like a Karen one day and trying to be hood the next. Euphoria was literally whipping BBL Drizzy with every verse. Drake, clearly feeling the pressure, responded with Family Matters, where he doubled down on his domestic violence allegations. He went straight for the jugular. "When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense cause she's bigger than you?" The tension was reaching unprecedented levels, and neither artist was backing down. Drake then started questioning Kendrick's commitment to Whitney. "Why did you move to New York? Is it because you're living that bachelor life, proposed in 2015 but don't want to make her your actual wife? I guess this wedding ain't happening right because we know the girls that you actually like. Your secrets are coming to light." The drama was getting more intense by the minute. But Drake wasn't done. He took it to an absolutely shocking level by suggesting that Kendrick's son actually belonged to his best friend and manager, Dave Free. "You a dog and you know it? You just playing sweet? Your baby mama's caption is always screaming, 'Save me.' You did her dirty all your life and now you are trying to make peace. I heard that one of them little kids might be for Dave Free. Don't make it Dave Freeze, because if your GM is your BM secret BD, then this is all making plenty sense to me." Here's the thing though, Kendrick has consistently denied these accusations, always speaking about his love and respect for Whitney. He's shared in numerous songs how she's been an incredible companion throughout the years. Whitney herself has called Kendrick the kindest man she's ever met. When you think about Drake's persistent pushing of this Whitney the victim narrative, you have to wonder, is it genuine concern or is it just jealousy because he doesn't have the loving, stable family life that Kendrick has? Let's be real, Drake has a history of targeting his opponent's partners during beef, and Kendrick made sure to call this out in his next track, Meet the Grams. This was the track that absolutely buried Drake, starting with those devastating lines. "Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father, let me be honest. It takes a man to be a man, your dad is not responsive. I look at him and wish your grandpa would have worn a condom. I'm sorry that you got to grow up and stand behind him, life is hard." Kendrick then dropped some serious allegations about Drake's involvement in questionable activities. "Never fall in the business that's bad religion." He added, "No throwing rocks and hiding hands, that's law. Don't be ashamed about who you with, that's how he treat your mom. Don't don't have a kid till you hide a kid again. But the most shocking part came when Kendrick suggested Drake not only hated women but was involved in more serious misconduct. Him and Weinstein should get locked up in a cell for the rest of their life. He hates black women. He's got offenses on JV that he keeps on a monthly allowance. Kendrick didn't even wait for Drake's response before delivering the final blow with Not Like Us, where he explicitly called Drake out and warned people to keep their daughters away from him. The music video was the ultimate troll move, featuring Whitney and his kids, the same woman Drake had been calling a victim. The track blew up, making Kendrick the clear winner of this decade-long rap battle, and it was even set to be performed at the Super Bowl. But Drake, being a sore loser, wasn't ready to accept defeat and filed a lawsuit against UMG. Talk about a corny move. How can you sue someone for something you're allegedly guilty of yourself? Unlike Kendrick's claims, the internet has receipts of Drake's questionable interactions with underage girls, including Billy Bobby Brown, whom Drake started chatting with when she was just 13. There's even footage of Drake kissing a 17-year-old girl on stage before asking for her age.
Y'all gonna have me getting carried away again. I get in trouble for shit like this. How old are you?
This explains why Drake didn't directly sue Kendrick in this messy drama. He knows he'd take another major L, but we have to give it up for UMG and how they've handled this situation. They recently released a statement saying, not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, is illogical. We've invested massively in his music, and our employees around the world have worked tirelessly for many years to help achieve historic commercial and personal financial success. UMG pointed out that Drake has used their platform throughout his career to distribute his own songs, including outrageous diss tracks targeting not just Kendrick but other artists too. Now that he's losing, he's trying to weaponize the law against Kendrick despite throwing the first stone. But here's the real tea. If Drake isn't careful, he might end up fighting multiple legal battles as people are calling for Whitney to take legal action against his defamatory claims. This drama is far from over, and we're all watching to see what happens next. Will Drake finally face consequences for his actions? Is Whitney really preparing to sue him for defamation? One thing's for sure, this hip-hop saga is about to get even more explosive.